Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. I'm excited to be chatting with you today because we are talking about setting some boundaries during the holidays. And this is one of my favorite things to talk about. There's quite a few favorite things of mine to talk about in this world of fitness and unfucking your fitness, but setting boundaries for yourself during the holidays, setting boundaries for yourself really anywhere in this journey is one of my favorite things to talk about because it's so important. There's so many times throughout my own journey where I have felt like I was being made fun of or talked down to, or I don't know, just snide passive aggressive comments toward me at me because of things that I didn't do or wouldn't eat or whatever it is. And the holidays, I know, are one of those times that make it really difficult. And so I want to talk about the holidays a little bit, and I want to talk about it in terms of setting boundaries. And then you guys can chat with me over on Spotify in the comments and let me know specifically if there are things that you want me to address during this holiday season. If there are specific events that come up for you that you really have a hard time navigating, please let me know. I would be happy to answer back, obviously, in there in the comments, or do an episode about it if it's something that I think resonates with enough people and that would be, a good enough topic idea. Because I think that it's really, really important. I think this can be kind of a crucial part of sticking with your goals during the holidays. This is a time, and I'm talking about this now because obviously it's the holiday season we're coming up on, but I've been talking to a lot of my one-on-one clients about this very, very recently. Obviously, a lot of them are like, okay, we're going into the holidays and I want to have a plan. I want to know what to do. I want to work with you specifically on my goals for the holidays, how to approach the holidays. What do I do? What do I say? What do I eat? How does this work? I don't want to keep backsliding every single holiday season where October, November, December are just a total wash. And then every January, I'm starting over. And so it's like, how do you take everything that you've learned, everything that you put into practice? Maybe you even have a few months under your belt of macros and all of this, but the holiday season, it's overwhelming and it's not for me anymore. And so I say that to give you hope that it doesn't always have to be this scary, overwhelming, pressure-filled time of year, whether that be around food because you don't feel comfortable around it. When I had my autoimmune issues, struggles really bad, food just made me feel terrible. And so that was hard. Or if I had, goals, physical goals, and I was in a cut or whatever it was, and I had certain ways that I wanted to eat, I felt like it's just a lot of pressure, maybe not even always from other people, but a lot of times from yourself and from myself. I had that pressure to do a certain thing because I was a Beachbody coach or because I was doing a program or whatever that had me in a cut, had me doing these certain amount of calories, and I had to check in. So I felt like I had to be on point and couldn't enjoy maybe things that I wanted to enjoy. And so it's pressure from ourselves, it's pressure from everywhere. But why I wanted to talk about setting boundaries, and we're going to get into a couple of different ways and things to kind of think about in this realm. But obviously the holidays are fun. It's cozy at times. It's chaotic. There's food, there's drinks, there's travel, there's family dynamics, there's stress, there's money, you're purchasing presents for people. Like, it's a lot, right? It's overwhelming in more ways than just the workouts and the macros and the food. But you are allowed to have boundaries. You can enjoy this season and you can stay aligned with your goals. You can be the person who wants to wake up early and lift after a party. You can be the person who tracks their meals. You can be the person at the table on their phone putting things into MyFitnessPal. You can be the person who chooses sparkling water over another cocktail or maybe another option for a non-alcoholic beverage, right? That doesn't make you difficult or extra or above anyone. it makes you someone who knows what they want. And that's what I want to lead with, these boundaries. And I kind of just calling them that because, obviously we have goals and we're going to get into this stuff. But for me, when I think about setting boundaries, and that's something I learned in therapy, which is like, I'm setting boundaries for myself. I'm saying no, not to piss off the other person, but to protect myself. And that is a really good way. That works for me. It won't work for everyone. This is not a mindset that will work for every single person. Nothing ever will work for every single person. But this is something that when I go into, I'm not drinking right now. So, actually, I'm going on a vacation really soon. So I probably will have some drinks while I'm there, and that's fine. But I will be doing some of these things that I'm going to be talking about in this episode to stay aligned with my goals, my boundaries for myself. But that's something we'll talk about later. But, if you are not doing something, or you are getting up in the morning, maybe you're getting up at 5 a.m. every single morning and walking or doing yoga or stretching or whatever it is. You're just getting up at 5 a.m. every single morning because you promised yourself that you would. And you have to protect yourself and say, okay, we're going out tonight it's a, holiday party or whatever it is, or I'm going to be out late, but I don't want to drink and I don't want to eat late and I don't want to be out that late actually, because I want to get up and keep that boundary and keep that promise to myself. Keep that promise that I made to myself. So it's all about protecting you. And I know that seems like, well, duh, my goal is about myself. If I set a fitness goal for the season, the holiday season, that's about myself. But I think just setting a boundary is like, does this honor my body? Does this honor the goal that I set for myself? It's a more calm way of thinking about it rather than just the harsh, this is my goal and I'm not having any junk food and I'm not having any alcohol and I'm getting up, like that very harsh line in the sand. So I just hope that this can help somebody. I know it can because it popped in my head in this way and I'm really excited to talk about it. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and these are going to be things that I think will really help you in this order to think about getting through the holidays. And these are the things that I'm going to be talking about with my clients. We talked about already, with a couple of clients, like what did the past look like for you? In past years, what do the holidays look like for you? Do you say you're going to work out 5 days a week and then you don't? Or you say you're not going to have the snacks at a party and then you do? Or, what does that look like? And so we're kind of getting into what did the past holidays look like and where did we maybe go wrong? And so these are the things that are really going to help my clients, and it's going to help you to really stay focused, I think, in a different way than maybe you've tried before. So the first thing I want to talk about is to have a goal. No shit, right? But a real one, a specific goal, not just I want to maintain my weight through the holidays, or I want to lose weight through the holidays, or I don't want to eat like shit through the holidays. It can't be basic, okay? What do you want to feel like on January 1st? What do you want to feel like? Here we go again. Or do you want to feel like, oh my God, I finally did it this year. I did everything I said I was going to do. What are you working toward right now? Do you want to maintain your weight? Yes. If that's the goal, like that can't be the only goal, but that can be the goal. Or do you want to maintain your muscle mass? Do you want to maintain your fat percentage? Get very specific. Do you want to maintain progress? Do you want to build? Or do you not want to lose rhythm completely? Or are you someone who's like, I just want to enjoy the holidays and not care about what my weight does? It has to be specific to you. I don't care what the goal is, okay? But this is where having a specific structured plan and maybe a coach, if you're someone who needs that, or maybe just a community, makes a difference. A lot of people hire me this time of year because they want me to help them through the holidays. Totally valid, because you need a community. Like on my app, you have a community of all the other women inside the app, and you have me as your coach, especially as one-on-one coach, obviously. But even inside of Fit Club, you have access to me and the community. So it makes a difference because you don't have to wing it. You have someone to talk to. You can say, hey, I have this event coming up. What do I do? How do I track this? Do I track this? Literally, what do I do? I'm freaking out, right? You can set intentional boundaries because now you're protecting something that matters to you because it's your goal. So I can help walk you through that. But when I'm not coaching you, like I'm just talking to you on this podcast, we can still do that right here and now. You can say, for me, I want to maintain and or grow muscle mass. So through the holidays, that's my goal. How I'm going to do that, I have to figure out. I can't just say, well, my goal is to maintain or build muscle during the holidays and then not execute on that or not have a specific plan to be able to do that, right? So you have to set a real goal. And then we can work on the following stuff as we go along. The next thing I want to talk about, and no, it's not the plan. The next thing I want to talk about is no is a complete sentence. So once you have this specific, structured goal of this is exactly what I want, and we'll work on the plan in a minute, but this is exactly what I want for me if I'm going to maintain my weight pretty much. But what I really want to maintain is my muscle mass or build muscle mass. Building would be amazing. We'll see. My body right now is kind of fighting against me, so I'm just working with what I got here. But if I personally want to maintain my muscle mass, I know that if someone offers me more carbs or alcohol or a fun night out when I have a workout plan the next morning, if I'm going to maintain my muscle mass, I need energy, I need fuel, I need sleep, I need less stress, I need not so much shit and sugar in my body so that I can feel good, so that I can work out in the gym, so I can push hard, so I can progressive overload, so I can build muscle and maintain muscle. Everything else that doesn't align with that, because that's my goal, is against my boundary for myself, and it's a no. So no is a complete sentence. I know a lot of times when we're out, and even if this doesn't pertain to your exact goal, like I just described for myself, even if you're out and you've tracked your macros for the day, things like that, right? Or you say you're not going to drink and you're like, I'm not going to do dessert today. I already hit my macros and I have another party tomorrow. I'm going to have dessert at the party tomorrow. If you want to leave early so you can go to bed, whatever the reason is, if you're like, no, I'm not drinking tonight. And someone's like, oh my God, girl, just take the drink. Like, not a big deal. It's just one, right? It's a no. And if they're like, why? What's going on? Like, why are you so not fun? Why can't you be the life of the party like usual? You don't have to explain. You can just say, no, thank you. I'm not drinking tonight. And you can explain, but I'm just giving you permission because a lot of people do explain. And I do have an entire podcast about how to get through those things. Like it was more of like a summer barbecue, or if someone approaches you in the gym, unwanted comments, things like that. But you don't have to. You can just say, thank you for bringing me the drink. I don't want it. Go offer it to someone else if you want to take it. Or you can have them go offer it to someone else, or you can take it and say, I'm not going to drink it. I'll go give it to my husband, whatever. Or you can, take the dessert and say, no, thank you. Thank you for bringing me this. I don't want it. And they're just shoving it and shoving it and shoving it in your face. And they're like, oh my gosh, you always do this. I'm sure you have to go for a run in the morning. I'm sure you're not eating this right now. You're better than all of us. I know. You don't have to explain. You don't have to take on that guilt. You don't have to do anything. You can just say, yeah, I'm not having dessert tonight. That's it. Not everything requires an explanation, and you are not bound to that. You do not have to explain or over-explain your boundaries to people who aren't living your goals. This is about you. You're protecting yourself. If you want to protect yourself by over-explaining, go ahead. If you just want to say no, no means no. Okay, we're learning that a lot in the world right now. No means no. And if other people are uncomfortable by what you are saying or what you are doing or not doing, that's not on you. That usually means you're reminding them of what they're not ready to do. Maybe they came into the night and said, I'm not going to drink tonight. And then they're drinking and now they want you to drink to kind of partake in their oopsie, right? It's not on you. So these boundaries are about you, protecting your goals, standing up for yourself, honoring your body, honoring your goals. It's about you. And you don't have to explain that to anyone else. So there's your permission slip for that. I think that's really helpful to just be like, no. And we work on that a lot. Like in Fit Club, we'll talk about that when people are running into these situations. That's what we'll say back and forth, my leaders and myself and people inside the group. You don't have to explain yourself. We're here for you. We understand what you're going through. That's the great part about having that community. It's just like, yeah, we get it. Like, just say no or take the drink and go throw it down the drain. I don't know. Like, you don't have to explain. We get it. If other people don't get it, they're not your people, but that's not your problem. You don't have to take their feelings, their guilt on. You don't have to do that. The third thing I want to talk about is in that situation, kind of adding on to it, it's okay to be that friend. Let's just normalize being the fit, healthy friend, okay? There's nothing wrong with bringing your own snacks or not having snacks or bringing a protein shake. There's nothing wrong with saying no to a late night binge eating or a late night pizza run where people are like, I just want to snack on all this because they're drunk, or I just want to chow on this pizza because they're drunk, right? Or whatever it is, like you can say no to that. There's nothing wrong with being the friend who chooses to move their body the next morning. There's nothing wrong with being the person who drinks their water and tracks their food. This should be normal. A lot of times we are made to feel guilty. We're made to feel bad. We're made to feel like the spotlight's on us and like, oh, Christy brought her own snacks tonight. Isn't she cool? She probably has to go work out in the morning. Or like, are you really trying to make fun of me because I'm healthy? That's crazy. And I know I've talked about that in a previous episode too, so I don't want to get too much into that. But I think it's just crazy that we kind of are made to feel like shame on us, or like, why aren't you drinking? Why are you tracking your food? Why do you care about your body? Like, that is just a crazy thing to say. Why are you getting up early and going to the gym, right? If I'm saying, I don't want to drink, I have an early workout session in the morning, I want to feel good for it, and somebody's probably going to say something like, oh, I should probably go work out too, but I'm not. Okay, well, cool. I don't know what you want me to say, right? If someone feels weird or judged by your healthy choices, they're going to probably then kind of make fun of you, poke a little fun, passive aggressive, shoving things, toward you. That's on them. Again, and I want you to remember that your boundaries that you're setting, if you're saying no, if you're explaining a little bit, or if you're not explaining and you're just saying no, and in the back of your mind, you're saying, I have a workout in the morning. I have a workout in the morning. Christy, don't grab the drink. You have a workout in the morning. You want to be ready for it. You told your coach that you would be ready. If you're just saying that to yourself, even, that's fine. Set that boundary and just drill it into your head. You can even practice these things before you go. I'll probably do that with my clients of like, okay, here's crazy Aunt Karen, right? And she's going to call me out on this. She's going to make me feel stupid at the dinner table. And I need to kind of go through a fake scenario here to kind of get myself ready. What am I going to say? What do I want to walk through there? So I think that's nice to be able to walk through that if you can, just to kind of set yourself up for the scene, see what's going to happen so you're not thrown into it blindly. But ultimately, you're not responsible for making other people comfortable with your discipline. And I think it's time that again, this is not anything new in the sense that I have talked about this in other scenarios before, summer barbecues, birthday parties, anything in this, anything really at all that people are uncomfortable with by something that you do, it's really not your fault. And especially if it's discipline. So I want to really normalize being the fit, healthy friend. I mean, I would go so far as to say, like, if someone's saying that to me, it would be normal for me to be like, are you really making fun of me because I'm going to the gym in the morning? Like, are you serious? Why are you making fun of me because I'm not drinking, not eating like shit, I'm going to the gym in the morning? I mean, seems a little weird. I don't know if a lot of us are confident enough to say those things, but at this point, I would definitely be able to call someone out on that. Again, you can just say no. And that's kind of where I'm at in this episode, is kind of teaching the beginning parts of this. If you're not so comfortable saying, are you really making fun of me for wanting to be healthy? That seems kind of like an asshole move. That's weird. Or you can just say no. But I just want to normalize, yeah, I'm fit. Yeah, I'm healthy. Yeah, I love myself. Yeah, I set a boundary for myself and that's it, right? So off of those kind of notes while you're at the event, right? Or in these seasons, like all these things are going to come up and kids are bringing stuff home. You're going to have to bake stuff and you have it in the house. It's okay to say no to yourself. It's okay to set that boundary. It's okay to whatever you need to do. It's okay to literally just say no. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to throw things away, whatever you have to do. But normalize that setting a boundary is for yourself, not for the other person, and how they take it is not on you. So outside of that, before you even go to the party, let's say, or the event, the fourth thing that I want to talk about is having a plan and a backup plan. So holiday success is really going to be about intentionality and flexibility. So you're going to have your goal, your very specific goal of you can't just say, I want to walk more. I want to drink more water. I want to maintain my weight. You have to say, I want to walk 10,000 steps per day. I want to take 3 20-minute walks per day. I want to drink 70 ounces per day. That means I'm going to have 3 of this specific water bottle. I'm going to fill it 3 times a day and I'm going to drink it 3 times a day. You have to be very specific with what you are going to do. You can absolutely enjoy yourself, but you have to have structure all year long, and especially during the holiday season because it quickly gets out of control. When this comes to your goal of, let's say, the snacks and the drinks, I have a lot of clients right now who are like, I just don't want to eat so many cupcakes, let's say. Or drinking is one, and honestly, cupcakes like snacking, cookies, things like that. That's me, by the way. If you put a plate of cookies in front of my face, I cannot stop eating them. If it's like finger food and I can just pick it up and keep going. If I have a fork and I'm eating it and it's gone, I'm usually good. If I can just go grab another one, quote unquote, another one, whatever it is, I will eat the whole plate. So this is where I kind of struggle. This is where I lean. This is my jam right here. But in regards to, let's say you can't just say I'm going to drink less and then go into a party. And then as soon as you get there, somebody's got a drink at the door, right? Somebody's buying shots. Somebody's buying another round. Your friend's coming over with your favorite drink and cheers because you did something, cool. You got something going on. Congratulations. You can't just say I'll drink less. That's very open-ended. So in that situation, you could do something like you have a glass of water before your first drink. You have to say this in your head. I'm going to have a glass of water before my first drink. And then I'm going to have an alcoholic beverage. And then I'm going to have a sparkling water. And then I'm going to have another alcoholic beverage. And then I'm going to have another glass of water. 2 drinks total. Maybe you say, I'm going to go to this event. You can't just say I'm going to drink less, right? That's not what we're saying. I'm drinking 2 glasses of wine. That's my cap. And I'm going to spread it out. And the rule is water, alcohol, sparkling water, alcohol, water, right? And that's it. And then you're drinking water for the rest of the night. I guess sparkling water would be fine. You see what I'm saying? It has to be very specific. And you have to bring the water and you have to bring the sparkling water. You have to then set yourself up for success. So if you're like trying to not eat as many cookies, Christy, this would be me. Let's say I have to have a plate of veggies and dip first. So I have to have carrots, celery, and dip. And then I can have a cookie. And then I have to have another plate of carrots and celery and dip before I can have another cookie. For me, I'm not going to want the carrots and celery and the dip more than twice. So I'm not having that many cookies. And also, I'm going to have to bring the carrots and celery and dip because I can't count on them being there. If they're not there, then I'm screwed. My whole plan is over, right? So I probably wouldn't even bring the cookies. I would just bring the carrots and celery and be like, well, if there's cookies, this is my plan, right? You have to be very specific. If there is something, there is something that you're working on, whatever your goal is. If your goal is to maintain your body weight during the holidays, perfect. Now break that down and make it even more specific of a goal. Okay, so that's your goal, is to not gain weight over the holidays. That's perfect. Losing weight through the holidays is a little crazy. But maintaining, that can be done. How are we going to do that? You have to track your food. You have to track your movement. If you're going to be eating a little bit more through the holidays, you're going to have to move a little bit more, maybe do some HIIT, maybe extra steps, whatever you want to do to get the calories in, calories out, balanced, right? Not equal, but balanced for your goals. You have to commit to that. So if you have to get more steps in to be able to maintain your weight, for me, if I have to get more workouts in and I have to lift heavier during every single workout to be able to maintain my muscle mass, I have to, what I talked about before, right? Get enough sleep, drink enough water, eat enough food, not shitty food. That's what I have to do. So I have to set those boundaries then and say, if it's walking, I have to get up at 5 a.m. to get my 30-minute walk in, get kids off to school, whatever, get ready for work or whatever. And then on my lunch, I'm taking a 10-minute walk. And then as soon as I get home from work, I'm making dinner. And then after dinner, I'm taking another 30-minute walk. It has to be very specific. So if you get asked to go out to drinks with your girlfriends and that's in the time of your walk, you kind of have to make a decision then, right? Well, I promised myself that I would go for a walk, but this really sounds fun. But if I go, is that honoring my body? Maybe it is. Maybe going to dinner and drinks with your friends is honoring your body and your mindset. And like, this is exactly what I need right now. I'm so stressed out, whatever. Or are you going to go and be pissed that you didn't get your walk in? Now you're feeling bloated because you had so much bread and you had tacos and you had a margarita, right? Or so should we just maybe, sorry, thank you so much. After I set this goal for myself for the holidays to just go for a walk every day, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I will set aside time in January to meet you guys for drinks after work, whatever. honor your goal, honor yourself, stand up for yourself. That's the only way that it's going to be different this holiday season as opposed to other holiday seasons, is if you change something and you stick to that goal. So in closing here, I just want to remind you that boundaries protect you. That's the fifth thing that I want to talk about. I'll recap them in a second, just kind of say them in order so you can get to work on these. Boundaries protect you. Again, people are going to be offended. People are going to be offended that you don't eat this amazing dessert that they made, and they're going to be offended that you don't drink the drink that they prepared for you. They're going to be offended that you don't come to the party. They're going to be offended, period. Someone is always going to be offended, and that is not your problem. So boundaries are not about being rigid or controlling. They're about protecting what matters to you. And for me, that's just so helpful because it's not like this is a rule or, a line in the sand where a coach or someone said to me, hey, if you want this, you have to do this. This is me saying, this is what I want for myself. This is how I want to feel. I want to feel proud of myself or XYZ, whatever it is. I'm protecting that and I'm protecting myself. So boundaries help you stay aligned with your goals. They help keep your energy grounded during this holiday season. And what else? I can't think of something I need more, honestly, than for my energy to be grounded this holiday season. And it helps you to also feel proud of your choices. And when you feel proud of your choices, you continue to stand up for yourself. You continue to feel more and more confident, and you continue to take action. So ask yourself these things. What will make me feel proud after the holidays? What choices honor my body and my goals? And when you are approached with something that's you said you wouldn't do or doesn't align with your goals, that's what you can say. Will this make me feel proud? Or is this honoring my body? Is this helping me get to my goal? What do I really, really want, right? What I really want to change. And this is how I do it. It's not going to be easy. That's where having a coach or having a community, having like-minded people comes into play. But when you lead from that place, the boundaries stop feeling like restrictions and it starts feeling like self-trust. And I can vouch for that 100%. When I thought of that, that's what it feels like to me, is like, I don't mind saying, I don't want that. I'm not doing that tonight. I'm not drinking tonight. It literally feels like a part of me is saying, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying we're not drinking, because I'm so sick of just having the drink when I don't want it. So sick of getting home and thinking, God damn it, I said I wasn't going to drink tonight and I did. If you always feel like that, these boundaries will help you feel that little hug of something inside of you saying, thank you for sticking up for me. Thank you for showing me that we can do this and that we're worth it. And I'm telling you, that means everything. So the first thing was have a goal, a real one, a specific one, okay? Different than last year's goal. I want you to have a real goal, very, very specific. You're worth it. The second thing was no is a complete sentence. The third thing is it's okay to be that friend, the fit one, the healthy one, the one that gives a shit about their body. It's okay. The fourth thing was to have a plan and a backup plan, very specific. Again, the fifth thing was that boundaries protect you and build that self-trust. So remember that all of this that I talked about is about you. It's not about anyone else. It's about protecting your peace, staying aligned with your goals. And that is how you stop feeling like you have to start over. And that is how you ultimately unfuck your fitness. I hope that you loved this episode. I really, really enjoyed talking to you about it. And I will talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. So much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.